This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
All right, we'll give it one more round here. 10 seconds. Your time begins now.
It's not with clothes on, and it's a pistol.
A bucket sniper?
What do you use?
No.
Did he say naked sniper and then gun?
It does not count.
It does not
Did
count.
not count.
It's naked gun, sir.
Jaybird, if you just get one, just one.
Just one.
If I win this, I am jumping on you and celebrating.
Me?
Oh,
okay.
yeah, I'm talking to you, big guy.
I'm ready for that.
We're both sick. We'll put our germs together.
Okay. All right, here we go. 10 seconds.
Oh, I need it.
Your time begins now.
The opposite of nice boys would be this.
Bad girls.
No! Nice! The opposite.
Mean girls.
Yes! Kevin, I'm coming over, kid.
Oh no! Brace yourself.
Kevin, Virginia, and Jason are live on 97.9 WRMF and the KVJ Show app.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Well, hello. What's going on? Welcome to Monday. It is the KVJ show. It is President's Day today.
Oh.
But the only thing I don't know is what does that mean anymore? Like, because I found out apparently my kid's going to school, so.
Yeah, the orthodontist told me that the kids didn't have school today, so I booked all kinds of Magnolia orthodontist, dentist appointments. And then Mags told me the school calendar says there's school on Monday, Mom.
Right.
So she's missing school to go to the dentist and the orthodontist.
Oh, boy.
How do we not know what the calendar says?
I don't know. Now, don't they? My wife handles all that kind of stuff, so I'm,
I wish I had a wife.
I know. Honestly, Virginia, you need to get one.
I need
because
a wife.
They're very handy. They deal with all these kind of things.
I see everything your wife does for you, and
Yeah.
I want a wife.
Yeah, the kids typically come home with the calendars, or you get it at the beginning of the year, and then my wife kind of knows everything that's going on, and so I was surprised by that. Yeah, I thought, okay, today is President's Day, so the kids are going to be out of school. But no, apparently they're in school today, at least public school kids in Palm Beach. I don't know what's going on in Broward and Dade and, Martin, St. Lucie, but
Didn't they always get President's Day off?
it used to be. Everything's always shifting. I don't know.
What happened?
You never know. I mean, confusing. I mean, if you're confused, then I can only imagine the rest of the world's got to be chaotic. So I don't know who has off today or what President's Day even means. Do you get the typical stuff or banks? I assume banks are closed.
I don't know.
Federal stuff is closed.
Great questions.
I would guess.
Is the post office closed?
I don't know. I have no idea. I do know apparently Jaybird is a big fan of President's Day. He decided to take today off because he wanted to stay home. He's got a lot of celebrations planned.
Right when he got on the Pontiki boat yesterday, he was like this. I lost my voice. He was whispering the whole time on the boat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, his voice was gone before the boat.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
What's, is it an illness or was he?
I think it's just a side effect of the funk that he had, because I think he caught the funk from you, and he was feeling yucky all weekend, but was still out and about because we had work things.
Right.
And
I didn't have any kind of, I don't know if he's got my funk because I had nothing like that. So there was nothing at all with voice or whatever. He might
maybe
have
get a different funk.
Yeah. So I know a lot of times we want to cast blame about funk, but I don't know if that's my funk.
Oh, he told everybody on the boat you gave it to him.
Yeah, because that had my funk. My voice was fine. I could talk. I could sing. I could do whatever I wanted to do. Yeah, no, I had a different kind of funk. Yeah, and there is funk going around. No, I think I had like the flu stuff going on. They said it's really nasty too. This year.
I saw the numbers on how many people the flu has killed.
19,000 have been killed by the flu.
Oh, my God.
And that's this year, I guess?
That's crazy.
19,000 people have been killed by the flu this year?
Maybe this flu season. I think the flu season starts like around Halloween.
That's still crazy, isn't it? 19,000 people?
It's big numbers.
I mean, that's no joke. I felt like I was going to die. last week. It was maybe the nastiest I've had. Like, just felt terrible. So, yeah, I don't know if it's something different, but yeah. So Jaybird is without voice today, and so he is going to be celebrating President's Day on his own. Yeah, it sounds like pretty much everybody is. It says Broward is off school. St. Lucie County does not have school today. Martin kids are off.
What the heck? Why did the Palm Beach County kids have to go then?
That is kind of
bizarre.
Yeah, does anybody know why is just Palm Beach County like the only school district that is doing school today and everybody else is off? So I don't know. Well, we'll try to figure it out here. So, yeah, so we got Jaybird out, and Suits did NASCAR yesterday. They had the Daytona 500.
Ooh, so he's not coming back, I think, till like right around the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, he'll be back for all that kind of stuff. So I get to see what he has to say about that. Did you see they had like a 21-car crash?
Ooh.
It was I just saw some of the highlights. I don't really do NASCAR, but I just saw it was like it's nasty, crazy pileup with all these cars.
Did anybody get hurt?
Not that I know of. I didn't see any reports of anybody getting hurt. I mean, I don't know how anybody did because I was watching it, but it was in slow motion, and the sparks and the flames. I'm like going, if somebody's sitting there in the driver's seat right now, they've got to be covered in sparks and flames. Like, and it seemed like it was going on forever, but it was in slow motion, so I don't know. Danny Hamlin wound up winning his second Daytona 500 in 4 years, so he was the winner yesterday. If you're a NASCAR fan, you probably already know that. So Suits is sleeping off his NASCAR hangover. We'll check in with him a little bit later on that. Coming up today.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Well, we got Jaybird at home celebrating President's Day today.
Huge Lincoln fan.
Yeah, well, you know he is.
He is.
He's a major Abraham Lincoln fan, so he decided to just sit home, put on his stovetop cap, and sit around all day and just sing presidential songs. So he'll hopefully be back with us tomorrow on the show here. Over the weekend, I pulled a Virginia. I was stalking.
You were stalking?
Oh, yeah. And I'm completely ashamed of it.
Wait a minute. Were there celebrities in town? Football celebrities?
I don't know. Where are you going with this? What do you know?
Because somebody told me that there was a Bill Belichick sighting at Harborside.
Oh, okay. No, probably. Yeah, because
he was on his boat.
Oh, wow. See, everybody's, this is the time of year where you got celebrities all over South Florida.
But football celebrities is what Kevin cares about.
Well, what happened? Football season just ended.
So they're like,
Yeah, so Bill Belichick, he's got a place in Jupiter, and I think he works out at, where is it? He works out. Is there a Gold's Gym that's right up there, right by, across street from Harborside Place?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, right there at US 1.
Yeah, so I think, he makes some sightings there, so he's out and about. No, mine was Urban Meyer, Ohio State thing. Yeah, so I had seen the other night, it was actually kind of awkward. He was at Live.
Live?
Yeah, he started out, he was at Live, and there's this just awkward thing of like they had Urban Meyer signs up inside of Live, and he was awkwardly kind of like, it was very odd. It was like, here's a 55, 56-year-old guy up in Live, and it was like, hey, and Ohio State, and this is Miami. I don't know. So that was kind of odd. But yeah, his son plays baseball for Cincinnati. And so I saw on social media that he had been out the baseball game, and I was in Boca. And it was right about time for the first pitch. I'm like, let's go see the game, see if Urban's there. We went, sure enough, he was there with his wife. And,
really?
Yeah, and so I didn't approach him or anything like that. I don't want to but I did take that weird photo where it's like he's off in the den. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I here? Like, what's going on?
You can never make fun of me again.
It's like, but I don't know. I feel like you stalk worse celebrities, but then I'm not sure you do.
It's all relative.
It is.
Or relevant or whatever it is.
Relative. Yeah.
It's whatever you love.
And it's so weird if you ever have that, because I was there, but then there was this other couple, and there's this girl that was there, and she was actually wearing an Urban Meyer shirt.
Okay.
And so she had been doing the social media stalking too, and she was there for the same reason, and was kind of doing that awkward, like, oh, hey, weird to run into you while I'm wearing your shirt kind of thing.
My gosh.
But I think
what a coinky dink.
I think she finally got the courage. I saw her like pounding a couple beers, and so she was kind of like trying to get a little courage to go up and ask him for a photo.
Because that's what you should do. Get drunk and then go talk
that's
to
always
him.
That's always what they love to see.
They love it.
If you ever approach it, and I found this too, there's a couple like ways that you can do it, and Wait, so you should. One of the first things that I've learned, if you approach a celebrity with an alcoholic beverage in your hand, it's not usually like they're going, yeah, good for you for drinking. They're usually like, oh, they're drunk and this is going to be obnoxious and annoying. So I know you think, okay, this is great. I got a alcoholic drink. Unless they have one in their hand, it's not going to be anything they're going to be like excited about.
Was he drinking?
No.
Does he drink?
He does.
Okay.
He drinks like wine, but yeah, I think like at normal times when you drink wine.
Okay.
So approaching him with a beer at his kid's baseball game, he'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And he does this thing, he doesn't sign autographs for adults. Is that cool, uncool? I think he's just like, I'll sign for kids, but because you have a lot of people that go out and they'll ask you to sign like 5 things and they turn around and sell it online.
For sure.
I get it.
Yeah. I think that's a cool rule. Sign only for
Yeah.
kids. That way you don't.
Okay.
Otherwise, he'd be there all day.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so yeah, okay.
Kevin would have 10 things. Can you sign my
No, I
underwear?
would see, and I don't want to be that,
Hey, Cannon, go over there.
I'm the guy who's like, so it's like I was doing that dorky stalking thing. So I'm like, oh gosh, I'm turning into Virginia. Like, it's so bad. So I was there. It was a good game, and congrats to FAU. I'm not sure what happened yesterday's game, but they were taking the series. So good weekend. Yeah, baseball is going on, and spring training. I think that all the spring training people, full squads are in today. If you follow that kind of baseball stuff. Virginia, what you got on your mind today?
Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody that came out for the Pontiki party yesterday.
Yep.
What a fun time. Will and the whole crew over there that runs the Pontiki. So nice. So fun. They stayed out an extra hour for the whole crew. And, Lynn showed up with the Jell-O shots like she always does. And Rodney over at Lily Catering, they put out a spread.
It was nice.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was shrimp. There was a meat tray. There was
Okay.
sandwiches.
They had like cured bacon.
They had bacon, a whole tray of just bacon.
Soaked in
that's
like
brilliant.
maple.
Yeah, what goes better with beer than bacon?
Oh, yeah.
And then shrimp, and then they
Well
had
played.
desserts and
Ugh.
cookies, and
Yeah.
they really turned it out on the boat yesterday. It was super fun.
Yeah, it was a big weekend. A big thanks to Due South and everybody that came out to Boynton Beach on Friday night. We had a great crowd out there at Due South for the debut of Full Gorilla, the 9% beer. And, a lot of people, the people who know beer or alcohol were like going, yeah, this is good. I like it. It's very smooth. It's deceptive, but I know it's 9%. And so I'm having my one. And then I'm switching to a much lower alcohol beer.
Yeah, the people on the Pontiki who also had Full Gorilla beer
Yeah.
did not have the same sensibility to have just one. People were blacking out on the Pontiki. It's so much fun.
I seen one cat had 5 of them. I was like, there's no way that guy's not blacking out. That 9% will sneak up on
That
you.
9% is heavy duty.
Yeah,
But
no, I'll take you out.
it does not drink like a 9% beer.
No.
That's what's scary.
That's what's scary.
Yeah.
It will sneak up on you, and all of a sudden you're like, I got to sit down.
Yeah.
It goes down great for a 9%er, but yeah, it creeps up. I did 2, and I was like, all right, I gotta switch to a light beer.
Yeah, that's where you got. Yeah, if you do 2, that's pretty generous. All right, Dennys, what you got on your mind here today?
So lately, and this might be weird, but I've been into exfoliating. I never did it as a kid, and as I'm doing it now, I've realized how important exfoliating is.
I love exfoliating.
Okay, all right.
Well, so Jen got this new. My wife Jen got this new mask. It's called a black mask made of. I think it's
Charcoal.
like charcoal.
Yeah.
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 I don't know if you've done it. It is so
have.
painful
Oh.
to take it off. This one has like mega stick factor. It like
Oh,
sticks
wow.
to everything.
Yeah.
It pulls all the hairs out, pulls all the pores out. I did like a little corner. I'm gonna go for the full face. I had to wait. I was gonna shave a little bit because any hair that it catches, it's pulling out. But it is amazing. I'm gonna try to see if I can get Jaybird to do it too because it pulls out every pore. It clears out every pore, but it feels like you just cleared every pore in your face.
Those things are like,
It's
when,
painful.
When you do that, is no joke. I got a facial one time, and my wife's like, you're going to love it. It's so relaxing and enjoyable. And I was sitting there getting a facial. I was like, oh, it felt like my face was being stung by bees. I'm like, what is going on? Where's the relaxation in this? I was sweating. I was in so much. I sweat through my shirt. I'm like, what is this?
That's called the extraction part.
What were
They're
they doing?
taking out the blackheads.
They had a little device that was like I don't know.
torture. It's a small torture
It was
device.
terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, this is not fun at all. And then they had a strip, and they were. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, you easily took off 3 layers of skin.
Well, that's the charcoal mask. This thing like sits into your skin, and then you're taking almost like a whole layer of dermal off when you do it. It takes everything out. It's insane.
It's good for you, though.
It's very good. It's very good to keep the pores clean.
I did that one time. I thought it was permanently on there. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital and have this thing like surgically removed. It's
Yeah,
so
I kind of
bad.
wussed out. I had to wet it a little bit so this time I'm gonna do the full thing, but I'm gonna see if I can get Bird to do it too. I mean, it'd be good for his pores, and it's pretty painful.
Okay.
So I think it'd be fun, at least video wise.
Coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Sorry that Jaybird is not here because I'm sure he would love to speak on this because it has to do with pizza, and he's kind of our resident pizza expert. But his story that kind of started to break over the weekend, I was kind of keeping a track on it. And Virginia, you've worked at Chuck E. Cheese.
I have worked at Chuck E. Cheese. It was Showbiz Pizza first, and then they got bought by Chuck E.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you've walked through
You know
the
the
whole.
ins and outs.
Oh yes, I know the inner workings.
Hey, have you heard this Chuck E. Cheese pizza scandal that is going on?
I have heard it, and I do have an opinion. From
Okay.
the belly of the beast, I've been there.
Okay.
I can tell you.
I want to know, and I want to get other people's feedback because I'll tell you what both sides are saying on this and what is the scandal. Details coming up next. I don't know if there's anything to this or not, but there is a little thing that's going on about Chuck E. Cheese pizza and the conspiracy that is. Now, there's an internet rumor that was speculating that Chuck E. Cheese was recycling or reusing uneaten slices of pizza that would be on somebody's tray when they left, and then they'd be like, okay, take them back to the kitchen and let's put these pieces back together in another pizza and then reserve it to people, which is kind of gnarly. Actually, it's totally and completely gnarly. And like me, if I'm like going, okay, that was on somebody else's like pizza tray, I'd be like, nah,
And it breaks health code.
Big time.
You're not allowed to do that.
Big time. Now, there's been a gazillion YouTube videos that is posted, and originally this guy had posted up all these videos of different pieces of Chuck E. Cheese pizza, and they said, look at this. This looks like a mix and matched pizza where they just don't seem to work and fit. And you looked at it, and it was kind of puzzling because you would have the crust on one piece that would be like 3 inches out past another crust, and it looked to me, they made a good case on the video. I'll just leave it at that. They made a good case on the video. So, when something like this happens, and it was kind of like late last week, this was going around, really started to get some traction. Chuck E. Cheese, you got to quickly kind of respond. And so now they have. And the guy who originally did this viral video, they're slamming his findings, saying that this is totally, completely false. There's no conspiracy here. Our pizzas are made to order. We prepare our dough fresh in the restaurant, which means they're not always perfectly uniform in shape, but they're always delicious. They throw in these little catchwords that you got to do.
Of course.
And I even saw one video where a guy went in and said, okay, I want to see, how do they make, and I'm sure it was probably set up by corporate. They went in, they let him in early. He went in.
Show us, Chucky. How do you make the pie?
He played all the games while he was waiting. He's like, oh, what a good time. It was really a great advertisement for Chuck E. Cheese. And they had a guy that was showing him. He said, see, we're making so many pizzas and so fast that sometimes, the pie crust goes out over the edge. And sometimes it doesn't get all the way to the edge, and then we take kind of this rocker knife. And he said, when I've got 50 pizzas that are trying to come out because there's so many people here and people love the pizza and they're ordering so many, I've got to so it's going to be uneven and the pieces are going to look, a little bit weird. But typically we've got our diagrams and you're supposed to get so many pieces or slices of pizza per pizza. So that was Chuck E. Cheese's response, and they have written out a pretty full rebuttal. Now, Virginia, for somebody that's worked at Chuck E. Cheese, even though people have seen this rebuttal, they're still going, I don't know, man. Look at this photo I took of this pizza. You can't tell me that this is just that somebody was rushing and, they rocked it together.
I do need to see the evidence. I really would like to see the pie in question, because you can look at a pie and you can tell, okay, was this cooked together or was this a different pie that was slapped together?
Right.
I can tell you firsthand from working there, that was never something that happened.
Okay.
And I was a birthday hostess, and I was Chucky. I did every job there, and they never would keep pizza and piece it back together.
I can't imagine that either because, when it comes to Chuck E. Cheese, and, how old were you when you worked there?
That was one of my first jobs. I was like 16.
Okay, so you're, and it seems like a lot of the employees are there anywhere from age 16 to 20 or something like that.
Yes.
And you can't tell me with what you pay and the age that these employees are, that if that was common practice at Chuck E. Cheese, that they wouldn't be blowing whistles right and left saying, all the time. They would have us just take the pizzas and it would be a major scandal, and you would have one Chuck E. Cheese worker after another saying, yes, this is common practice. And that's what I didn't see. Yeah, the photos look like, whoa, that's a jacked up, weird looking pizza, and it looks like someone slapped it together. But there's no way.
I can tell you it would not be a policy. Now, you can never say for sure. You don't have one rogue employee
Sure.
that doesn't occasionally go off the grid and do bad stuff. Sure, every place has that. Look around this radio station.
I know, yeah, exactly.
You can never say that everybody on the staff is going to be cool. Hashtag be cool the whole time.
Right. That's kind of what I thought it was.
It's not a company thing, though.
I didn't think so. And they are strongly refuting this. And you're probably going to see it because the video is going viral and it's all over the place and everybody's got their own opinions on it and they're talking about it. But what I really haven't seen, and I tried to check for the videos today, and some of them were painful to watch and I gave up after about 4. But I have not seen those employees and somebody putting together a montage of 25 Chuck E. Cheese employees who said, yep, here's where I worked and we definitely did this. Yep. Here's where I worked, and we definitely did this. And you were saying that wasn't a policy when you worked there.
Never, no.
Okay.
No. And I mean, that's just gross. I think most people have the common sense not to do something gross like that.
I would think so, too.
And we're workers. You know, when we
Yeah.
were there in the belly of the beast at Chuck E. Cheese, I don't care about saving money. I don't care about saving Chuck E. money.
Exactly right.
So why would I be helping them cost cut?
Yeah.
I'm an hourly. When I worked there, here's what I made: $3.33 an hour, because that was minimum wage.
Right.
$3.33 an hour. You think I cared about saving
No.
Chuck E. money?
Exactly. And same
No.
with employees today, whatever they're doing. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't work out for me. Yeah, it makes a great video and for something people to talk about, but I don't think there's anything to it. If you got a different story on it, you can let us know. 877-979-WRMF. Call or text 877-979-9763 here at the KVJ Show. Today, and Jaybird is taking the day off to celebrate today. He's a big fan of presidents, especially Lincoln, so he's sitting at home today to celebrate that.
I think he threw his voice out too.
Yeah, he did, huh?
He was whispering yesterday on the Pontiki.
Oh, boy.
It wasn't looking good.
I wonder what the cause of it was. I mean, because we had the event on Friday.
Yeah, I think he was shaky on Friday.
Okay.
And then when, you go hard and you drink your full gorilla beer, which he did.
Yeah.
If you have any kind of little funk in you.
And then he had to rebound yesterday. You said he showed up and he was already
whispering.
kind of losing his voice,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah. Did we find out why Palm Beach County has school today, but it seems like hardly any other school district does? I don't think I found another school district that people text in that said they had school other than Palm Beach County.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Normally, don't they have off for President's Day?
Typically, yeah, and I thought Palm Beach County usually did. But for some reason, yeah, the Palm Beach County school kids are going. And it seems like we heard Broward, Dade,
Martin.
I think Martin, Okeechobee even.
They don't have school.
Don't. Yeah, Port St. Lucie, St. Lucie County. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. So that is something we can't get the answer to, but this we do have the answer. A little presidential fact or fiction here today. Get 3 out of 5 to win you some Rib Roundup tickets. We've got Bartholomew on the line here from West Palm. What's up, Bartholomew?
What's going on?
How you doing, bud?
Happy President's Day.
Yeah, that's right. Big day today. I know we're all very jacked for it. Hopefully you're a big fan of ribs, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, they got a great rib competition. I think there's, when I was there, last year was like maybe 16 or so different rib places, and they got the competition, and oh, man, it's fantastic stuff. So here's what we got. I've got 5 fact or fictions for you. So you got a 50-50 chance. You get 3 out of 5. We'll give you the tickets. Okay, bud?
Sweet.
Okay, here we go. Bartholomew, number 1. What do you think here? And I'll let Virginia help you out. President's Day was created by a department store as a reason to hold a sale. It was not created by the federal government. Is that fact or fiction?
That is fact.
Going to say that is fact? I'm going to say yeah. Bam.
Nice job.
Yeah, they decreed, the government did, that the third Monday in February would be a holiday called Washington's birthday, but apparently President's Day was better at attracting customers, and the name just kind of stuck from there. Okay, you already got 1 down here. Question number 2 here, presidential fact or fiction. The president is charged for any meals he and his family eat in the White House. Is that fact or fiction, Bartholomew?
That is fiction.
Virginia strongly disagrees.
I think it's a fact.
You think it's a fact?
I thought I heard Obama breaking it down and saying exactly if they go and they have a midnight snack, they get charged for it. I was like, what?
Really? Okay. Do you want to keep
Yeah.
You want to listen to Virginia, Bartholomew, or you want to keep your answer?
I'll keep my answer.
Okay. Virginia, you were right. It is actually a fact. They get monthly bills for food, dry cleaning, and even toiletries.
Isn't that crazy?
Right?
Where's the
That's
perks?
crazy.
I know. Okay.
Wow.
All right, number 3 here. Fact or fiction? Donald Trump and Melania have the largest age gap ever for a president and the first lady. It's a 25-year difference. What do you think? Fact or fiction?
That's a fact.
Okay. Any thoughts on that one, Virginia?
I don't know. That's a big 25 years.
25, yeah.
That is a gap. It's got to be the biggest, right?
It is not. No. President Grover Cleveland was 27 years older than his wife.
Damn, Grover.
And listen, he was good friends with her father, and he met her shortly after she was born.
Creepy.
And then babysat for her when she was a child.
Okay, that's creepy.
27 years. Wow.
Grover, you're a creep. Does anybody talk about that on President's Day?
See, exactly. When we're all worried about our current presidents, we've had a long line of some creepy presidents. All right, here we go. This is number 4. Got a rebound here, Bartholomew. Fact or fiction? In the presidential election of 1868, the Democrats nearly nominated the nation's most famous and beloved clown. What do you think? Is that fact or fiction?
Fact.
You're going to say that is a fact? Yes, that is a fact.
Yay!
His name was Dan Rice, and he was a massive celebrity at the time. So, again, we love celebrities for presidential candidates, even if they're clowns. And finally, this is for the win here, Bartholomew. There are more schools in Florida named after manatees than there are of our presidents, or our first president, George Washington. Do you think that's fact or fiction?
That's a fact.
That is a fact, yeah. Out of almost 3,000 public schools in Florida, only 5 are named after George Washington and 11 are named after manatees. So that's the current score.
Wow.
Very nice. Well, congratulations. You got Rib Roundup tickets, okay, Bartholomew?
Awesome, man. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, buddy. Enjoy your President's Day, okay?
You got it. You guys be safe.
Okay.
Are you going out there for the rib roundup? I know they had you out there judging the ribs one
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
That's a sweet gig.
That's typically, a no-brainer. I do the Rib Roundup every single year, because I love ribs and I love country music, and they've got a really good lineup with Chris Lane, Chase Rice, Morgan Wallen, and Kip Moore going to be out there. Yeah, trying to figure out exactly why Palm Beach County is the only school district seems like sending the kids to school today. Somebody said that Palm Beach County never had President's Day as a holiday.
Really?
And they said, but the teacher workday for the second trimester, teachers did report cards used to fall on this day when we had half days. Once the half days were canceled, the teacher workday fell earlier, which was a week ago Friday. And that's what I thought. I was like, that was weird because my kid had last Friday off. And I was like going, okay, why? And I was like, oh, teacher workday. I was like, okay. And then, yeah, they are in today. Somebody else texted and said, we lost President's Day when we got a week off for Thanksgiving. That's what somebody's trying to say there. And apparently, if you got a kid in private school, they do have the day off.
That's nice and confusing.
And that's in Palm Beach County, too. So that's on a separate calendar altogether. So, yeah, I don't know. Just crazy stuff. All these kids, if they're like on their way to school in Palm Beach County, oh, curses. Why? Why do we have school today? So apparently that's the answers we're getting. Got some to add to it. 877-979-WRMF. You can call or text KVJ Show. Well, if you've got a dog, you got to realize that a lot of dogs have phobias. Sounds like a Jaybird type situation here in your canines. His dog Chewy's got... he said he's been barking at just like random things, and he thinks maybe it's spirits.
Yeah, he thinks he's got a ghost. That's a legit fear. If your dog is barking at what the dog believes are ghosts,
I get that.
I am
yeah.
not making fun of that dog.
Yeah, and if for some reason, like you would think, if dogs can see the spirit world, like some people believe, you would think that would be horrifying, wouldn't it? I mean, imagine if you could see all spirits. And spirits are all over the place.
I think dogs can see them, and I think kids, little babies and kids can see them.
Yeah, maybe they don't know enough to be scared of them. Maybe dogs don't either. But could you imagine if you could open your eye? I would be freaking out.
It's not a good thing.
No, I wouldn't think so either. I'd be like, oh.
I also don't want that psychic gift, where you can talk to dead people, like my friend Jeff. Mm-hmm. He loves it, but I would just be freaked out all the time.
Now, are they always calling him, or does he always just hear voices?
He says after he does sessions, sometimes they'll keep him up all night talking to him and wanting him to connect back with the people that they had a reading with.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And
Isn't that
he's
crazy?
okay with that? Like I would, and you can't shut it off, huh?
I don't think you can.
It's not like you can get to pick up the call or you get to send it to voicemail.
No, I don't think you can.
They all come through.
He said they come through because when he opens himself up, boom, it's just open.
Yeah.
And it's like a vacancy light, he says, above his head, and all the spirits can see it.
And you can't turn that
You
light
can't
off.
turn it off once it's on.
Oh, that sounds, yeah, I agree. That sounds more like a curse. They say there are top 10 most popular dog phobias that are out there. I talked about the thunder shirt. That's number one phobia for dogs. Aww. Fear of thunder. Fear of fireworks. I know that most dogs freak out. If you've got a dog, 4th of July is a tough time. New Year's Eve, same thing. Number 3 phobia for dogs, fear of being left alone.
Oh, they don't know that you're coming back.
I've heard that. Is that true? Like they don't. What is
That
it?
is heartbreaking.
They have such like short-term memory. Yeah, they say some dogs really have separation anxiety. I know that my parents, last time they came down, their dog was howling so much that it was hoarse, couldn't even bark for like a week.
Aw, because it was sad.
Yes, it's not like they were never coming back or something. It's just terrible.
That breaks your heart.
Now, I don't know if they like talk to dogs or how they got this in a ranking order, but they put fear of the vet at number 4.
I get it. Just like people, we have the fear of the doctor or the dentist. Yeah.
Number 5, fear of riding in the car. I'm surprised by that because I thought most dogs love being in a car.
Yeah.
They lose their mind. Number 6, fear of going up and down stairs. Virginia, maybe you get this. Number 7, fear of men.
Okay.
I didn't understand that. When we were at Matthew's Brewery last St. Patty's Day, there was a dog that was there and apparently hates all men.
It's a sexist dog.
And I just kind of like was walking by, wow, wow, this thing's all over me. I'm like, what's going on? Like, yeah, the dog doesn't like men. I'm like, well, can we do a...
Maybe don't bring your dog out to a bar where half the people are men.
Right, well then can we do like a rope of women around so I can't get near this
That's
dog?
not on you. That's on the owner. If you know your dog hates men,
Yeah.
don't bring your dog to a brewery.
Well, because I got into a conversation later, wasn't even paying attention. All of a sudden, wow, wow, something's all over my back of my heels. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's that dog again that hates men. Number 8 is fear of strangers. 9, fear of children, and then fear of objects. They say a lot of times it'll be like a vacuum cleaner, sometimes statues. People have to get rid of statues that they have.
Because it freaks them out.
Yeah. That
I get it. Statues are creepy.
Yeah, Cheryl is on here from Lake Worth. Cheryl, what is it that your dog is afraid of?
Flies.
What is it?
Flies.
Oh, like flies that fly around.
Yes.
Wow.
If you take out the fly swatter, she will look at you and start heading upstairs and hide.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Okay. So is it the flies or the fly swatter then that maybe scares your dog?
Not quite sure, but if she even sees a fly around, she just goes and takes off. And the funny thing is, she's part pit bull.
Right. Yeah.
Not tough.
Yeah, I hear there are a lot of pit bulls that are just very, timid, docile, kind of like creatures. So flies, that's pretty crazy. Somebody said the reason that dogs think you won't come back is because the dogs can smell your scent in the air, and as time passes, the scent fades. So if you're gone for too long, your dog can't smell your scent, and they start freaking out thinking you're not coming back.
Oh, that breaks your heart.
Right. That's crazy. Somebody said my dog is afraid of our laundry basket.
They're coming out with another movie, The Secret Life of Pets.
Uh-huh.
I can't wait for it. Did you see the first one? It's
No.
adorable.
Is it? It's good?
Yeah, it's so cute. But it kind of gives you a little insight into their little minds.
Oh, okay.
It's adorable.
What is the one that was so controversial? Oh, that was A Dog's Purpose, right?
Yeah, that was different.
Okay,
This
all
one's
right.
a cartoon.
Chad is on here from Stewart. Chad, you're a UPS driver?
Oh, yeah. And they love us. As soon as you hear the squeal of our brakes and the turn off of the truck, we don't even get to enter or exit the truck, and they're barking at the window. And the worst part is when you're leaving and they have the invisible fence, and there's this giant Great Dane waiting at the corner.
Wow.
Has one ever got you?
No, but we have quite a few stories where they've been through our dyads, what they call our machines, and a lot of people have fences that have, do not enter and leave packages on the outside because our dogs will rip them.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. I know it's not just like UPS. Dogs, for some reason, anybody in a uniform, they freak out with a lot of times, which is odd.
I wish owners of the pets would sleep with those uniforms on.
Yeah, what happens? Yeah, if you are a UPS owner or a UPS dog owner, what do they do? Are they afraid of you?
Hopefully they get over it.
Yeah. Somebody said my dog is afraid of bacon being cooked.
Aww.
They'll pace the house and find corners to sit in and pant and whine as you're cooking bacon in the morning. Seems so bizarre. Said my fiance's family's dog is afraid of those yoga exercise balls. That's pretty crazy. And then typically he'll start to get the courage up and he'll go and attack it, try to bite it, and then it, backfires and doesn't work out well. I have a dog that's afraid of fire hydrants. I thought dogs love peeing on fire hydrants.
How conflicting. What are you going to pee on?
I was going to say, yeah, that is kind of weird. My dog hates my blown-up lawn holiday decorations.
I get it.
So my dog technically hates Christmas. That'd be tough. And I found out recently my dog is afraid of drag queens.
They are not going to hurt you.
That is some funny stuff. I got something you want to throw into the mix. You can. It is 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, it is time for another round of the Shot Caller Spelling Bee. Virginia, I know that you went last week.
That thing is no joke. Do not underestimate the shot collar.
Jaybird is out celebrating President's Day today.
Convenient.
Yeah, so it's not going to be Jaybird. Suits went to NASCAR yesterday at the Daytona 500, so he's not here. So all we got is a peace train.
Dennys, you're getting shocked.
Wow.
He has to run the shocker.
I don't know. Maybe he's a great speller. Spells it right. Doesn't get shocked at all. So we'll see. Is Denny's a decent speller or not? Shot Caller Spelling Bee is coming up here in minutes. Virginia that was facing off against the Shot Caller and the Shot Caller Spelling Bee. Now, if you spell the word wrong, you get shocked. You got 3 you got to get correct to end the game.
Where are we going to strap it to him? You got your skinny jeans on again.
He does. Look at him, skinny jeans.
Oh, you should have seen yesterday's skinny jeans on the Pontiki.
Yeah.
Could you breathe?
You wore jeans on the Pontiki?
Well, they were khaki, stretchy khakis. But yeah, I know Jen was making fun of my pants.
She was.
It's the style. They're really tight and they're short, so they show off
They
your
were
ankles.
so tight.
It was a little warm yesterday, too, wasn't it?
It was.
Nice.
It was
Yeah,
beautiful.
Nice. It was perfect weather.
Are they breathable?
They are.
They kind of work
I'll
with
wear
you?
them to work. I'll let you guys see them all.
Okay.
We need to get you in a Speedo on the next Pontiki.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was a good time there yesterday, huh?
It was.
Had the full grill of
the
beer.
weather was perfect.
Yeah.
They found a little spot just right around Jupiter Island to go beach the boat. So everybody got off and dancing on the island.
Oh,
the
dang.
food was great.
Was there any arguments over the music?
No.
Okay.
The music was on point.
It was.
Yeah, one of the friends of the owner's wife, she was there and she was playing good songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was getting going.
And Jason got his theme from Narcos.
Oh, he did get to play.
They played that for him.
Yeah.
Did you play it early or did you play it late?
Early.
Okay. All right. How did the people on the Pontiki react to the Narcos theme?
They loved it.
Did they? Okay. All right. Okay. He was right. Okay, here we go, Denny's. You got to spell 3 correct to end the game. You won't have to spell more than 5. Virginia, you working the shot collar over here?
Got it right here.
Okay.
Should we make sure it's working?
No, I think we got this.
I think I tested it a couple times.
Okay. First up, Denny, spell the word handkerchief.
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 Such a 1920s word.
Jeez.
Handkerchief, see?
I'm guessing it's Hanker, and then I'm guessing it's chief, Cheif. Handkerchief.
Handkerchief. Denny's. You're wrong.
I can feel it.
It's a real tricky one. It's basically handkerchief, hand, HANDKER, and then chief you spelled wrong, so that's why you got to be shocked.
Oh, I flipped the I and the
You
E.
flipped the I and the E.
The I and the
Yeah.
E, except after C.
Yeah. Get him, Virginia.
Bring in the pain in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I bet you shouldn't have it on this bone.
Oh, yeah, put it on the
Gotta
fat.
move it on the fat.
Do not put it on the
went up to
bone.
my
You see,
eye.
Denny's hasn't ridden the lightning for a while.
Oh man, it was I felt it in my left eye.
Yeah.
It will travel in your bone. You'll be eating lunch later at home and you'll still feel it. It tingles your bone.
Oh man,
It does wake you up.
That was on the fat. We're good.
Okay.
And that's on level 2.
Oh,
That is low.
Okay.
I'm not good at spelling.
Jaybird
either.
wrote it at 100.
That's awful. That just shows you how badly he did not want to answer.
I know, right?
Okay, let's give Denny's an easier one here. Shock collar spelling bee. The word is conscience.
All these are so
It's all these words that we use, like all the ones you gave me, I use, but
Yeah.
So I turned off spell check because I was sure spell check was jacking up my day every time I went to type on it, and I took it off and I could not spell anything. I had to put it back on. I've become so reliant on it.
Conscience.
This is one of those words. Jeez. C-O-N. Shush.
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 Is it conscious? I'm not sure you're saying it
I'm trying to
right.
create
Denny's
he's so nervous
Yes.
with his skinny jeans.
That is incorrect. Conscious.
C-O-N. Is it S-C-H-I-O-N? Conscience. S-E. I forgot the
You
word.
can tell we're just not getting it.
I forgot the word halfway through.
We're gonna be here a while. It's CONSCIENCE, so it's conscience, basically, is what conscience is.
You ready, skinny jeans?
Bring the pain.
Bring in the pain.
Oh, jeez. Man, you got to clinch a few things when that's coming.
All right, Dennis, we got to turn this around here.
All right, let's see if I can.
All right, you
Flip
got to get 3 to get that thing off of you, which basically you got to get the next 3 right. So you're going the whole game. All right, talking about clenching, spell the word Kegels.
Oh, jeez. Come on, Kev. I don't know how to spell that. Let's see.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, K-E-I.
You know, guys can actually do them.
Do it.
Yeah, I can see he's
just did.
doing
You
it.
doing butt kegels?
Are you
did
doing
it.
deagles?
I did it. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you move in the front or the back?
It's the pelvic floor. I read up on this. I had no idea, but apparently guys can do it. Strengthens the pelvic floor, and guys can do Kegels as well.
Is it in your butt or is it in the front?
Yeah, it's kind of like just the lower whatever you
That
are.
area, the
Right where-
carriage.
Yeah.
Do they call him a kegel or
I think it's still
or is it a beagle?
it's still a Kegel.
K-E-I-G-A-L.
Oh, geez, Danny.
Oh, I know it's
I mean,
something
geez.
weird.
Kegels.
Oh,
Kegels. Kegels.
you ready to ride the white lightning?
I guess so.
3, 2, 1. Bring in the pain.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, that's 3 shocks. All right, I got to back it down here. All right.
Give
Turn
me
off
like a
your spell
second
check
grade
over
word.
here. Yeah.
Spell skinny jeans.
That I can spell and wear.
Okay, word is rhythm. How do you spell rhythm? Come on, Denny's, you got this one.
It's R-H-Y-T-H-E-M. Yeah, R-H-Y-T-H-E-M.
Sounds right.
Rhythm. No. There's no E at the end. It's R-H-Y-T-H-M. Rhythm.
Gosh, these names.
So close.
Yeah, I mean, it just shocked
Poor
me. I might as well
Denny's.
get it. I'm not good at spelling. It was never, I got a crocodile in spelling, all right?
It feels almost abusive at this point, but bring in the pain. Bring in the pain.
Oh, jeez. I got to move it.
How many did you get last week, Virginia?
I had at least 4 or 4 shocks because I had like 4 marks. I kept moving it though. You gotta move that thing. If you keep it on the same area, it burns your flesh.
It's happening.
Come on,
I only
Dennis.
got one more to lose here, so I might as well get it over
It's
with.
just like kicking a puppy now. We gotta stop this. I mean, this is just brutal to watch.
He's a sweetheart. I feel bad. It's not fun like when I do Jaybird.
Yeah.
He gets so
We're
fired
excited
up.
for that next week. This is tough. All right, here we go. Final word, shot collar spelling bee for producer Denny's. Spell embarrass.
Oh God, I bet it's some weird thing. E-M-B-A-R-R-A-S-S.
Denny's, you're correct.
Yes!
Right. We're all pulling for you.
Everybody. Oh,
right.
thank gosh.
Denny's missed 4 out of 5. All right.
I think I did the same thing. Don't feel bad.
Spelling's not my
Gosh.
forte.
All right, Jaybird Rides the Lightning coming up next week here on the KVJ Show. Coming up, we got the Call 'em Outs Coming up here, if you got somebody you need to call out, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763, including somebody who wanted to jump into the call-them-outs because they have got a problem with a house guest that they want out. But there's a couple things that is making it a little bit trickier. We'll find out why next. I tell you, I think this is probably a smart little call-them-out here. Sometimes when you do a call-them-out, you're just really hoping that somebody hears the call-them-out so that maybe you don't have to have the conflict yourself. Hey, I heard on the radio. And with Ben's situation here, I don't know. Can you be nice, or is there a point where you need to stop being nice?
Kev, that is literally the credo for Roadhouse.
I know.
Be nice until it's time to not be nice.
Yeah.
Kids, Google Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze.
Maybe that's just what you got to say to Ben here, because I know a lot of people here in South Florida have this kind of stuff. I'd say more so than other parts of the country. I know you'll have somebody that lives with you and they take advantage of it, but here you'll have people from all over. And Ben's got kind of a unique situation that is going on. Now, who are the people that are in your house? How long have they been? Tell me the story that's going on here, Ben.
Sure, guys. Yeah, and Dalton was a wise man.
Yes, he was.
Dalton, you
Dalton.
know? I love how you know the character.
He gets the wisdom.
That
yeah.
is great.
He gets the wisdom.
You guys are going to connect.
I'm connected.
I am learning that no good deed goes unpunished. I took a friend and his significant other into my home a few months ago because they need to get back on their feet. So what they originally told me is that they were just going to be living with me for like a month.
Yeah.
They've been paying rent like sporadically, and I had them down once, and I said, just, look, can we always come to an agreement after the first 2 months, just maybe it's been 2 months, can you start paying something? And that was bad enough, but then they've been disregarding, like, stuff I don't like. Like they're wearing shoes in the house, they leave the front door open. That's when they remember to even, like when they don't lock it, they leave it open, so on and so forth.
Yeah, so basically like house rules that you have that you kind of like set down, they just are not even giving you the courtesy to remember them, and they're breaking them, which is, it's like, look, hey, I'm doing you guys a solid, and this is how you're returning the favor, like all the stuff I've asked you not to do, you're doing.
It's making me nuts. There's pots and pans I can't even find anymore. So
yeah.
Now we come to today, where it's been like approximately 5 months.
Okay.
Since they moved in.
Yeah.
And I don't see them having any intention of leaving. I just came to find out now that they're a few months pregnant with twins.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Now she can't work because of health complications because of that. And he's a seasonal worker.
Yeah.
I care very much about them, but how can I politely tell them that they got to get in their own place?
Yeah. I mean,
people on the street.
Here's the weird part of it now. It's like, and it changes the fact that now she's now pregnant with twins, because you're like, okay, you're going to kick a pregnant lady out of your house. It's almost like if I had only done this like 2 months ago, which you probably should have, but now here you are, and if this dude is going to have his income that's going to go away pretty soon when season goes out. So when are they going to be able to find another place to stay? Do you throw somebody out that is pregnant, Virginia?
I don't. Basically, sir, I think you're screwed.
Okay.
I don't know how to put it politely.
Does he need to stop being nice? Need to follow some Roadhouse logic here?
After the baby comes, I think you should...
Babies
come,
yeah.
Sorry. They have to have a plan to get out. You can't have the babies in the house. But...
She can't work. He's seasonal. Where's this plan going to come from?
He needs to get a new job that's not seasonal.
When they didn't have a hurdle.
BS. I work seasonal. Oh, okay. That's great. Are bills seasonal? No. Go get a real job and shut up.
Is life seasonal?
No.
Never has
Go get a job where you work all year, like a man who's got twins on the way.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't hear an exit plan other than you're going to get tough after the babies are born. You're not going to get tough now. You're going to let this ride out.
You got to get tough with him now. He's got to get a real job now
Roadhouse
and start
logic.
Socking away money for when the babies are coming. They have to move out.
What if he just says, I can't find anything? He's like, I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to keep looking.
Oh
6
my
months go
gosh.
by.
I mean,
this is just it. I mean, this is sometimes what happens when you open up your doors. You want to be nice. Somebody comes in, it's supposed to be for a month. You're 5 months into it. Now she's not working and pregnant with twins, and he's a seasonal dude that come April is probably going to be, got nothing to do, no money coming in. There's going to be he's going to get a new place.
this is awful.
Yeah, I don't know. When you're in this kind of situation, I don't know what you do other than just, you're cold-hearted and you're like, you totally have taken advantage of what I originally offered, and now here we are. I mean, imagine that. You would be talking about a family of 4.
People that are living on your sofa, they don't get to have the luxury of, I'm seasonal as a worker. No, the man needs to go out there and pick up 2 jobs.
And what you doing procreating
Well,
when you're staying at somebody else's house?
Well, it's
Good
'cause
luck.
You have the case of the hornies. It's not about wanting to have a kid. You're just go ahead.
Every path of safety you need to take. And I don't know.
People-
Somebody that is being rogue like what they are in Ben's place, I don't think they're being as safe as they could be.
People that are rogue when it comes to having kids and not using protection, they're idiots. They're just throwing it around.
So basically, Ben's just stuck, huh? Family of 4.
until this guy mans up and gets a couple of jobs in the next few weeks, which he needs to do. And you tell him, look, if you can't get 2 jobs and start socking away money to take care of your family, I'm going to have to ask you guys to leave. You're not putting in any effort here. And
Yeah.
you got to meet me halfway. If you don't, there's the door.
Probably time for a solid plan, saying obviously you don't want to be in my place when you have your own babies. I don't necessarily want babies in my house.
No.
So let's try to come up with a plan, some way, somehow, to get you guys out of here.
Saying
before
you're a
those things come
seasonal
around.
worker is like repulsive.
Yeah.
No, you don't have the luxury of being a seasonal worker. You're now going to work 2 jobs, like it or not. Bye-bye.
Life ain't seasonal.
Yeah. Twins are not seasonal.
I hear you. Okay. All right. Well, good luck, Ben. If you need some muscle to come over there and talk some sense into this guy, Virginia is available. She'll set him square.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and be scared too.
Any better advice for Ben on how he can handle it? Maybe a plan, step by step, what he does and when. 877-979-WRMF. You can give us your thoughts. 877-979-9763 here at the KVJ Show. Okay, basically people have got no sympathy for the house guests that Ben has got in. Somebody said, look, Ben needs to get a lawyer, get these people evicted now. Somebody said, look, I got 2 kids, kick these people out now. Do not wait until the babies are here. They have completely been taking advantage of him. And, I think a lot of people kind of deal with this stuff. They were just going to be house guests that were going to stay there for a month. Months turned into 5. Now, with her not working and him just being, kind of like an in-season kind of like person who has a gig now that's going to end in a couple of months, you got twin babies on the way, and now they're going to be in the house too. I mean, now he's harboring a family. That's just a problem. It's so unfortunate because you want to be nice to people and help them out.
You just can't be nice, I guess. That's just awful.
Yeah. And
Some people are, wouldn't you feel awful as a human if you were couch surfing?
I would, but some people don't. It's weird. It doesn't
They have no shame.
they have no shame and it doesn't bother them, and they're like, hey, that's cool. I'm good with this.
I'm milking the system. I'm winning.
Jess is on here from Lantana. It took a while to get your brother out of the house, Jess.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it started off with him and his girlfriend because they lost their apartment because the other person moved out. So I was like, all right, fine. Well, baby number 1 came along.
Oh.
They still weren't gone. They broke up. Girlfriend number 2 came in, turned into baby mama number 2.
Wow.
And it took me 5 years to get them out of my house.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. None of the females ever worked. My brother would work, and then he'd stop, and then he'd work again and stop. And finally, I told my mom, if you don't get them out of the house, I'm going to snap. And she actually put money down to get them an apartment because me and my son, who's 12, couldn't handle it anymore. It was causing problems between me and him. He wasn't listening. It just caused a whole spiral effect, and it was not a healthy situation. I hate to say it, but make your heart cold and get them out now unless you want this to go on forever. Like, nip it in the butt now.
Yep. I hear you. No, I think that's it. That's what everybody's saying. So you got to get on this. And then, we talk about this all the time, but it's always so squatters' rights and all this kind of stuff always comes up. I think you still have the right of way to be able to do this, but I've heard of tricky situations when you try to get somebody out that they try to be like, you can't kick me out. And you're going, wait, what? This is so bizarre. Kim is on here from Wellington. You got any advice here for Ben? He's got this couple that's been staying with him. It was supposed to be a one month. Now it's turned into 5, and now she's pregnant with twins.
Well, good morning, guys. I
Morning.
just have my own experience with my father. And this was this. My father had a girlfriend who wasn't living with him, but had a friend come to town, and he said, "Oh, hey, you can stay here for the weekend." So she moved in on a Thursday, and she was supposed to be leaving on Monday. So come Monday, she didn't want to leave. So then a month later, she's still not leaving, not paying rent, and he couldn't get her to leave. So he said, "Listen, I'm going to throw your stuff out." So she called the police. So the police came and they explained, you can't make somebody leave that doesn't want to leave. You have to evict them. So I actually called about this on my own. So I called down, because my dad's an elderly person, he's 75. So I called down to the courthouse and I found out that they were 100% right, that they do, once you allow somebody voluntarily into your house, it doesn't matter whether you don't have a leasing agreement or anything, the fact that they're inside your house, in order to get them out, you have to file an order. It costs $405 in Palm Beach County, because my dad lives in Boca. And then you have to serve them papers, and then they get a 30 days notice, and the police will come and escort them out. That's the way it works in Palm Beach County, assuming that this guy lives in Palm Beach County.
Wow.
So he needs to. Now, then the problem becomes, because I told my dad, I said, now that you're in this 30-day period of trying to get rid, what kind of damage are they going to do to your house?
Right.
Because now they know they're getting evicted because you've had to serve them with these papers. So, I mean, he's really, I feel so bad for the guy because he's trying to help his friend out. But
Yeah.
This could be a huge legal battle that he doesn't even know that he's about to embark on if they won't voluntarily get out.
Yeah, somebody's saying it all kind of starts as soon as somebody starts getting mail at your house, then you'll have to legally evict them through the courts if they drag their feet. Now, maybe, hopefully, they would be like, yeah, sorry, this is totally uncool of us. But people are like going, I can't believe how, when you're staying with someone else, do you let yourself get pregnant? I know some things happen, but you would think you'd be like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, we didn't plan for this. But they're just like, okay, it's just another day.
To me, it's like someone who never makes good choices, because already they can't get it together enough to have their own place. So they're not going to think about family planning.
Yeah. Somebody went through this, that I let my buddy Sean move into my house. Then all of a sudden the girlfriend comes in, and then they get pregnant, and now I got a kid at my house. I was stuck with them for 3 years.
Oh, my
Finally,
gosh.
I moved, and the person who bought my house had to then legally evict them. Like, they were just like, I'm done. Somebody said, look, if the best news for you, Ben, is if you are renting, just move.
Let the lease lapse and say, that's it, I'm moving out.
Just maybe the best thing is just for you to go find a new apartment if you are leasing.
You guys can totally stay. I'm out.
Gosh, that's crazy. It can turn so fast. Okay. Any other thoughts or call them out so you can let us know? 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Let me see. I got one little positive shout out here for my 6-year-old son, Gage. After a personal rough patch at the beginning of the school year, he has worked his butt off to move toward the front of his class and is excelling in his work. So,
Aw, Gage.
yeah. Little shout out to you there. And then Kelly said, this is kind of cool. I want to call out my husband, Patrick Johansson. He saved the show for the band Steelheart on Saturday in Tampa. Apparently their drummer couldn't make it due to medical reasons, and the bass player, who's known my husband for many years, called him on Wednesday, said, hey, would you fill in? And luckily he's a kick-ass drummer and sat in, and the show went off without a hitch.
Oh, good for you.
That's kind of a cool little deal, huh? So big call him out there. Somebody else you want to call out, you can let us know. Just call or text 877-979-WRMF here at the KVJ Show. I got a couple more call them outs, including one, I guess, because what I like to do with the call them out is just social awareness. Maybe sometimes people aren't socially aware, and I go so many places, and I always see that little sign. Even going to the dentist the other day, I noticed a sign saying, hey, make sure that, your cell phone is turned off because people don't want the interruptions, and I'm like, okay, do we even need to post that anymore? Because, who's having their cell phone go off and interrupting?
Me.
That's you, huh?
You're
the person.
But,
You're the reason.
I'm sorry. I especially if it's the kids, I'm going to answer it.
Okay, so you'll even stand by answering it, even when it comes on, not seeing that they're calling and waiting. Because that's maybe an interesting debate, because I could see where you forgot you left the ringer on. You're like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad because it's ringing and I didn't mean for it to. I was sitting in church on Sunday and somebody's phone starts ringing and, they're singing and whatever. So it was kind of loud anyway. And so, it wasn't a massive deal. But then I hear, yeah, hello, yeah.
They answered it in church.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, all right.
That's bold.
Yeah, just a casual conversation. And then later on in the service, it's right at the end, the guy's up on stage, he's praying. This is a quiet moment if you're not a church-going person. It's a time where you would think it'd be the one time you stay quiet here. Bring, bring.
Same person?
And I'm like, she's got to be scrambling trying to turn that thing off. Yeah, hello? I'm like, you answered the phone during the prayer. I was like, and I guess that's why we do this, because I would think, normally, I thought we all kind of like were on the same page with this. Like, there's just certain times like you wouldn't want your phone to ring. You wouldn't answer your phone.
Never in church.
The fact that it happened twice, I was like, wow. I'm like, does she need to know? Does she not care? So I was really kind of curious on that. So if you're the person that kept having all these conversations in church yesterday, do you not care, or do you just not know that, hey, we probably shouldn't, be doing that kind of stuff and movie theaters?
Someone should knock the phone out of her hand. Seriously, girl.
That's probably not a Christian thing to do, but you're just like...
That's what I would have done.
You're just like, wow, it's kind of crazy. So I got some positive call-outs here today as well. In fact, somebody's calling you out, Virginia. You made a recommendation for that anti-nausea medication. And somebody said, I tried it because I would always get nauseous with my migraine medication. I took this with my migraine stuff, and boom, it's the best stuff ever.
I told you, it's the real deal.
Promethazine?
Yep.
Okay.
It works.
Okay.
You have to ask for it because it's prescription, but if your doctor can get it for you and it can alleviate that nausea, it's night and day. And
somebody wanted to do a shout out for their daughter, who is going to be the valedictorian now for the class of 2019 at Treasure Coast High School.
Congratulations.
So, some big stuff. So there you go.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Oh, new funky bed.
Oh, I like it.
Okay. Dennys is in there working feverishly. Try to swap out all the beds that had trademark restrictions on them so we can put these stuff on the podcast. So
I don't know if the transition was great. But
well, it might just be a Band-Aid for today, Virginia. I don't know. I was like, yeah.
Hopefully that's not the permanent one.
You went from the dirt to the Copacabana. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Audio speed bump.
That's crazy. All right. What do we got going on the dirt here today?
Well, coming up in a second, I'll tell you about a lot of the exes of some major NFL players. They're getting together to do a TV show. They saw how awesome Surviving R. Kelly did, and they want to do their own. Coming up in a second, I will tell you which exes. Before we get into that, everybody is still talking about this Jussie Smollett case.
Yeah.
Chicago police are not giving their official word yet, but behind the scenes, law enforcement people that are speaking off the record are saying that they believe Jussie Smollett actually paid those two guys to orchestrate the assault on him that happened last month. That he knew the guys, that they had worked together on that show Empire, and the guys are two Nigerian brothers. They arrested the brothers on Friday after they came back into the country, but Chicago police have since let them go. They are not still in custody. Somebody is going to go before the grand jury this week, and charges will be officially filed, and they're saying it's probably going to be against Jussie.
It's a crazy story. I mean, as it unfolds, and here's the one thing I would tell everybody, because everybody already has jumped to the final conclusion that, Jussie Smollett set this whole thing up. And I would say, look, if it's going to go to a grand jury, let all the facts come out. Let's find out why. Because, I mean, these two Nigerian brothers, they could have possibly done it, and then they could have been their way saying, no, we were actually working with Jussie. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, you never know. This thing is taking so many bizarre twists and turns.
Amen.
That we could be hit with another bizarre twist or turn before it's all over. But, the thing was the motivation, and I'd seen in a story last week that, Empire does write a lot of main characters off, and frequently. It's just it's one of those shows where they don't care. They will hack anybody. And that apparently his character was on the chopping block. He knew it, wanted to get some attention. All this kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe he had other frustrations about just things that are happening in the country and thought this was a great statement to make. I don't know what his motivation would be, because that's the thing I find curious about this. But yeah, it sounds like it's starting to unravel in the direction against him. And he was he went on the following day on Good Morning America
Did
and
you
is like
see him
crying,
with Robin Roberts?
Yes, he's crying. He's making a passionate plea. And he's still now, even with this coming out, saying this is crazy and almost kind of spinning it back, saying, I can't believe that people are taking it in this direction, trying to say that I would dare do this.
Yeah, his lawyers, Jussie's lawyers, are now saying that anybody who says he was behind it is lying, that he had no part in any of this. And so he is doubling down and sticking to his denial of playing any role in the attack. So crazy stuff.
Okay.
In other news, how do you like this? Kelly Clarkson covers Shallow. Now, this is the Lady Gaga song from that movie that she did with Bradley Cooper, and she just nails it.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Clarkson nails it as well.
We can have
Right?
them, go up against each other in a sing-off.
And finally here, TMZ Sports is reporting that a lot of NFL exes, these ladies are getting together and they are talking details about the abuse they suffered at the hands of, like, Chad Ochocinco, his ex is involved.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather's ex is involved. Jimmy Smith's ex is involved. LaShawn McCoy's ex is involved. And they are all pitching a television project
Oh, geez.
because they were inspired by seeing Surviving R. Kelly.
Okay.
They want to talk about their violent allegations against their exes. So that could be the next big TV show.
The NFL, boy, I mean, they're just one thing after another. I mean, they had the concussion stuff. They just over the weekend had the settlement with Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed, and they're believing that could be around $80 million.
80 mil?
$80 million. They can't disclose as part of the agreement, either side, how much it was. So that's the wild speculation. Everybody's trying to figure out their own price tag. But, you know, a lot of people are claiming this is a massive victory for Colin Kaepernick, that the NFL conspired to keep him out. So they just got one thing after another.
Yeah, they do.
Dang.
Not a good time to be the NFL commish.
No,
And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
All righty. Coming up here in just a second, would you sign a dating contract? And could it be a good idea, or is it the worst thing ever?
If you dated a bunch of crazy people and you're like, that's it.
I'm just wondering, hear this out. We got an email. Somebody wanted to kind of get feedback on getting hit up with a dating contract. I'll tell you about it next. What about this? A dating contract. Is it a good idea, or is this absolutely insane? We got this email from somebody who would rather we not use their name because they're in a relationship or maybe getting towards a relationship. It says here, I've been going out with this girl the last month, and we're both really into each other and had a discussion about becoming exclusive. Now, she's not rude, but she's not shy either about how she feels on things. And it's actually kind of a big part of what I love about her is that, you know, she's forward. She just like, look, if something's there, you don't know. There's not that guessing game of how does she feel?
She tells it like it is.
Yeah, that's it, Virginia. So this conversation comes up about us possibly going exclusive, not dating anybody else. And she then pulls up on her phone this dating contract and says, look, I think you should look at this. And this is something that I now do for relationships because it saved me from a lot of potentially awful ones. And he started reading it over and said, okay, so I copied it and I wanted to send it to you guys to see what you thought. Is this ridiculous or not? Would you agree to any or all of this? And does this seem weird to you? Now, he included some of the main points of this dating contract. This is what she says. Okay, point 1. You must reveal any psycho exes, dependent children, bizarre religious beliefs, STDs, and polarizing political stances.
Okay. I mean, those are all things that you should reveal.
Yeah, and saying, hey, look, like, let me know now. Here are some things. Like, I want to cut to the chase, and let's not take all this added time to find out if we're right for each other. Get this stuff out in the open at the beginning. We can say, okay, look, I just can't go with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. She said, must be available for a date night once a week, barring a special exception.
I mean, what if you can't? What if there's just a week where you're crazy with work? Is she going to now sue you? That's a little silly.
Okay, I think she's just laying the groundwork for saying, these are my expectations. So don't be like, I didn't know that was something that was a big deal to you. She's saying, these are the points that are a big deal to me. Take it or leave it. Then she said, point 3 here on this dating contract. On dates, we are only allowed to glance at our phones once per hour to make sure there are no emergency calls or texts.
All right. Already, I don't like this. She's trying to be too controlling. Come on, girl. You're going to push him away before you even get started.
She said we need to touch base daily, even if in a quick text. So that's her expectations. Like, no going 3 days where you disappear and be like, oh, hey, what are you doing? She don't want to play the games. Just be like, hey, what's up? Not much. Cool. All right, talk to you later. This is what she wants in an exclusive relationship, and this is in her dating contract.
She's so annoying.
Another point she has on her dating contract, when fighting, there is no, quote, silent treatment. All disagreements must be fully discussed, even if we end agreeing to disagree.
Sometimes it's better to have a little silent treatment and both people can think it through and then come together with a compromise. I don't like that one either.
Okay. Now she gets a little demanding here. She said, we need to have safe sex no less than 2 times a week unless distance or a female friend, I think she means, hinders us from doing so.
Ridiculous. Come on, girl.
She also put all other flirty behavior with others must stop immediately. That includes commenting on hot girls on Instagram and sliding into DMs.
I think that should go without saying. As soon as you are exclusive, yes, all flirty behavior must stop.
Well, I think, and the only argument for this dating contract is that she's like saying, look, here are my expectations. This is it. I don't think a lot of this stuff really is that insane, but I've been in relationships before where guys will do that thing where they play dumb, or just anybody. Girls could do, oh, I had no idea that was out of bounds. Okay, well, now I know. And like going, look, let's just lay the ground rules up front. This is what I'm expecting out of it. And if this seems like too much for you, then let's not even go down this path.
This should be something you guys talk about, and maybe you have it as a guideline.
Negotiable.
But you can't say, okay, now I need you to sign on this dotted line here that you have agreed to do all of this. Text me once a day. You can only look at your phone once an hour. Okay, high maintenance, really tricky.
She went on to say, we agree that presents are mandatory on birthdays, Christmas, Valentine's, and other major anniversaries.
I mean, those things are nice, but you shouldn't have to spell them out in a contract. Ugh, high maintenance, run.
She said, we agree to always have each other's back, even if that includes disposing of a body. And any breakup must happen face-to-face and not via text, email, or FaceTime.
Okay, this girl's totally crazy, and she's planning to murder.
Okay. So if this were you, everything's been awesome. You really are totally into this person. You've been dating for a month. You've gone on several dates. You're okay with getting exclusive. Then, as you're like, yeah, this sounds like a good idea. They're like, okay, I just want to let you know, here are some of my expectations for a relationship. So if this seems like too much for you, then let's not even do this. Are you in or are you out, Virginia?
Because it's all written out and I'm supposed to sign it saying that, I can only glance at my phone once per hour, I'm out. You can't tell somebody that. Must be available one night a week for a date night. Well, what if I have a busy week of work and I can't do a date night?
I think she had
week?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, barring a special exception.
These are all things that you should be able to sit down with your boyfriend or girlfriend and talk about with. Once you bring a legal binding document that you're both signing.
Well, I don't even think she thinks it's legal binding. It's just that, hey, here's my expectations written out. So that, these are the things that are important to me in a relationship. If we're going to go exclusive, this is what I expect out of it. If you're cool with this, be like going, yeah, this is no problem. I mean, these to me are standard things that you should expect in a relationship. Then, yeah, I love you even more for it.
Not all of them are standard.
Okay. Which one do you think is the most offensive?
I don't like you can only look at your phone once an hour.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
I don't like telling somebody how many times they have to text you.
Okay.
Touching base daily, that's annoying.
Okay.
No silent treatment ever. Sometimes it's just better.
Okay.
I don't like this chick.
Okay, so you would bounce. You're out.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
I know Walls Pennington would be out.
He would be way out.
He'd be way out. What do you think? Is anybody else getting hit with these? Is this something new? Is this a good idea? If it were rewritten, maybe if it wasn't so demanding, could a dating contract be like, okay, I like it. It's expectations, what they expect in a relationship, and it can let me know early. Because maybe if you're on the other side of it, be like going, look, her expectations or his expectations are way higher than what I am willing to give in a relationship.
A few of these I really agree.
You may be thankful.
A few of these I really agree with. But these are things that you talk about. These aren't things that you bring to him in a contract.
Okay.
And certainly things have to be taken off this list.
Well, I think he's just kind of like trying to get feedback. All right, should I get out now or just, okay, maybe you can overlook it. And
How
be all
hot
right.
is she?
Yeah, that's probably the whole thing. We don't know. 877-979-WRMF. Are you a makeup or breakup? You call, text, let us know. 877-979-9763 here at the KVJ show. Amazingly, people actually kind of split on this. Dating contract, good idea, bad idea. Now, we got an email from somebody that not only said, hey, I've been dating this girl for about a month. We're talking about going exclusive, but she showed me a list of expectations if we get exclusive for the relationship. I ran them down just a second ago. And Virginia, you didn't like several of the points in there.
Several of them are annoying, and you can't control somebody to that level. What is he? Is he your child or is he your boyfriend?
Well, I think what she's trying to say, look, this is my level of expectations. I don't want you to be blindsided by it, but if you can't come close to matching these expectations, understand that I'll be disappointed and our relationship probably won't go well. This is kind of what I want. Now, somebody said, wow, this girl is crazy. Sounds like she's just dated losers, and the problem is her finding a decent guy where she wouldn't need a contract. Yikes. That's the take. But maybe this girl, if she were on to explain this, said, yeah, I've dated a lot of losers. And I've just gotten to the point where, look, I don't want to waste time and money and resources and effort and energy and whatever. So, hey, look, this is my basic expectations for an exclusive relationship. I'm not going to necessarily write a contract, but I'm going to sue you. I'm going to hold you to it. But I'm going to say, hey, look, if it's not living up to, that this is something that I expect in our relationship. And you said, yeah, cool.
I just think she's got too much on there.
Okay.
She's making herself difficult, and she has all these expectations that I think are too tricky.
Somebody said, I like this. Can she write me up a draft to send to my future mates? So some people kind of like the concept of the dating contract. Is it a good idea? Maybe if it's rewritten the right way. Jessica K says, this woman is nuts. Where is her contract? How can she expect this to work? Okay. Somebody else said, I've definitely never heard of a dating contract. Although Virginia, I mean, come on, it's not a legally binding contract, and I can't believe that Virginia is actually not attacking a man on this.
No, I'm actually on the side of the guy because I think she's being a little bit too annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, majority, just slight, I would say 60% of the people are saying that this is too high maintenance.
It is.
I would get out.
There's several things on there I even agree with her about, but I don't like the way that she's spelling it all out. And there's some things on there that she's just being too bossy.
You think maybe it's the wrong approach? Like some of the things she's saying is okay, and this should be like, okay, I want to have a conversation, and I'm not going to hold you to this, but I've got some things. These are things that matter to me, and this is what I expect in a relationship. And that maybe that should be at least a discussion that you have.
Absolutely.
So there are parts of this that's not god-awful. It's not necessarily you hit somebody with a dating contract, but you have dating expectations that maybe you should talk about before you get into a committed relationship.
And you got to be careful, too, how many rules you throw at somebody, like in the beginning of the relationship. You are going to scare a lot of people off with all that.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be like, ugh, who needs this?
Okay. All right. Any other take on it? 877-979-WRMF. Oh, man. I want to give a little shout out here for Little Ava. Hopefully she gets to hear this. Got this text message that came in. Poor old Ava, if you're on your way to school still. She had apparently a tough weekend. She turned 8 yesterday, Virginia, but on Thursday she got the flu.
Oh, bless her heart.
So her dad, who sent in this email, said, yeah, she ended up canceling her big birthday sleepover with her 6 friends.
Oh.
She also missed school lunch, where we get to have lunch with her, and the class celebrates her whole birthday on Friday. She also missed her first 2 softball games of the year. And now she's all better, but it's Monday, and she has school here in Palm Beach County. I mean, that's just not, honestly, when you're just like, it's just not fair.
Ava's like, what else?
I mean, it's just not fair.
Oh.
So I feel for you there, Ava.
Hopefully they'll be able to do a redo. Can she do a redo for a few of those things?
Yeah, well, I think the sleepover you could redo, and hopefully the
birthday lunch.
Yeah, you can redo that. I mean, you're not going to get the softball games back. You'll have more softball games, but
ask Kevin. He'll tell you about how many more softball games you have. Don't worry.
Yeah, if you're only 8, yeah.
You've got hundreds.
Yes.
Thousands, maybe.
Non-stop softball games going to be coming up. So, yeah, so a shout out to Ava, and also to anybody else who's maybe their weekend just didn't go according to plan. And it's tough. I mean, if you get sick on a weekend, oh my gosh, just how tough is that?
That's what happened to Jay Bird.
Yeah, so I got to throw a shout out to our very own Bird as well. I mean, and all the things that we had planned that just were going to be amazing. He had his own beer. The debut happened on Friday night. And he started to feel ill Friday morning. And he goes out there and his full gorilla debuts, and it was a big smashing success. And Due South was packed, and we had so many great people out there. Lots of really cool emails, too. Thanks for everybody that sent one in that came out.
Savory Eats truck was on point.
Right?
Oh, my gosh. Panda couldn't believe it.
Yeah. No, they definitely do some amazing food. I got to say what up to Kim. She sent in some photos as well. So if you're watching, said, is Dennys worried about my husband or Kevin killing him? There you go. Do we both look like
murder eyes?
Either way, you're not making out there alive. And here is a photo of Jay-Bird with her husband. There he is. You can see he's got a big old smile on his face.
Adorable.
Jay-Bird's wearing his full gorilla shirt that was there. And so thanks everybody that came out, got some full gorilla merch as well.
Yeah, we almost sold out of certain stuff. So all that money goes to Little Smiles. Thank you guys so much for supporting the full gorilla merch there at Due South.
Mm-hmm. So all's good. And then yesterday was Pontiki.
Yes, that was a fun time.
Yeah, and actually got some photos on that as well. This is from Stephanie. She sent that in. If you're watching KVJ TV, she said, I couldn't be more excited, and I finally got to meet the JVD crew and Denny's amazing wife, Jen. So awesome. Love you all and hope to see you at your next event. Also, Full Gorilla was flipping great for a 9% beer. You did well, Jay.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
You had to be careful. There was a few people on the boat that I don't think they knew it was a 9% beer. You could tell who let it get it away from them.
Well, it's unbelievably smooth. That's it. Yeah, and so you really kind of need that warning saying, hey, look, you might want to, I mean, unless you just want to be completely blasted, you might want to stop after like one of these. That should be enough. But, you know, if you look at this photo, the second photo, the first photo from Friday night, big old smile on Jay Bird's face. Look at that one. If you look at this photo, that right there is the evidence. I mean, that looks like a man who is just making it through. He is suffering his way, trying to somehow just smile, bear, and grin it for the Pontiki.
He did not have the best of times.
It was rough, huh?
His voice was completely gone even before he got on the boat. So he was whispering, and then like everybody was like, "Are you sick? Get away from me!"
So he was like,
"You're the boat pariah."
So he's being ostracized on the Pontiki yesterday. On top of everything else that was going on.
He had a rough one.
Oh, dang.
That's why he's out today.
Gosh. Yeah, so that was tough stuff. So anybody, if you had a tough weekend, feel for you. So there you go. Somebody sent a nice message to Ava. Welcome to life.
Oh.
It's not going to get any better, Ava. Well, there you go.
This is the best it's going to get, Ava.
Yes.
You're 8. This is major fun right now.
No sympathy here for Ava. Suck it up. Welcome to it. All right, coming up here in just a couple minutes, a couple people had some rough weekends, including one woman who was leaving Fort Lauderdale on a plane. She had to deal with a kid, and she was not happy about it. And it becomes one of our viral clips of the day, making the news. This 32-year-old woman not responding well on this JetBlue flight.
Oh, is this the one that she's like, I've been drinking all day. Do not sit me next to a toddler.
Yes.
I saw the video of this girl.
Oh, it's pretty unbelievable. If you haven't checked it out yet, I got the audio for you in the Whacked Out News coming up next.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the Whacked Out News. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the Whacked Out News. Huh. So many people on meth. Ow!
Yeah. Well, check this out. This woman's trip from Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport to Vegas on Valentine's Day got cut a little bit short. A 32-year-old woman hopped on this JetBlue flight. Is not real thrilled that they tried to sit her next to a kid.
Look, I've got kids. I get it. Nobody wants to sit next to them, not even their parents. But you don't get verbal and loud and curse. Like, it's not going to go well for you.
She screams, I'm not sitting next to a bleeping 3-year-old. I've been drinking all day.
This is the conversation that you have with the flight attendant in the back of the plane.
Oh, man.
And it's done in whispers. It's like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
I've been drinking, and maybe could you just move me where I'm not sitting next to a kid?
You're not calm like that. You've been drinking all day, Virginia. You know.
Everybody was taking video of her, and she's like, I know this is going viral. My parents are going to be so proud. I don't care what my parents... I mean, she went on and on and on.
Here's a little snippet of the audio.
I didn't do anything. What did I do? What did I do? Yo, someone make this viral. If you want to make this viral, make it viral. What did I do? I called someone old because they were? All right, I'll get my bag. Oh, y'all. No. To getting off the plane. Don't touch my I'll get off the plane. Get my the under thing. Oh, because I called someone old. I get kicked off the plane. Bye.
She doesn't like young ones and she doesn't like old ones.
No. I don't think she likes anybody. Then apparently she tried to get back on the plane.
What?
And a gate agent had to block her path. And then when he did, she hit him.
Oh, no.
Oh, she wasn't done, Virginia. That wasn't it.
Girl.
Oh, yeah. She then got arrested. Cops had to strap her down in a wheelchair to keep her from hitting or kicking anybody else. So.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Girl got froggy.
I'll have what she's having.
Wow. Some other fun stuff here. I didn't know this, but apparently if you grow up around Merritt Island there in Brevard County, they do things a little bit differently there. At least that's what this drunk guy tried to tell a cop when he got pulled over. Good news, he wasn't driving. He had an underage girl driving him instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had swerved into another lane, hit the dirt on the side of the road. That's when, woo, we decided to see what was going on here. He said, look, she wanted a snack and I need another 18-pack of beer. Then he proceeds to tell the cops, I was brought up in the old school, where parents always taught their children the ways of life. It wasn't like she was doing it for the first time. She's a seasoned pro. It's weird. She usually doesn't hit the dirt like that. So they did not find sympathy with him. He was still charged with child neglect and permitting an unauthorized person to drive his vehicle. Crazy, right?
Kid's got a great story, though, for school today.
Oh, yeah, great
You're not
story.
going to believe what happened over the weekend.
There's a guy in Louisiana that called the police on police. They pulled him over. He was angry because they had pulled him over, and he said, if you're going to pull me over and arrest me, I'm going to call 911. They said, sir, if you call 911, you're going to be charged with misusing the emergency system. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll show you. 911. He demanded an officer be sent to deal with the officers who were trying to arrest him. The on-the-scene officer then arrested him for misuse of 911 like he said he was going to. So. Come on, man. There's a firefighter in Orlando that got fired after failing a routine drug test, and he's blaming the coca tea for being the reason he didn't pass the test.
Coca tea?
He said he went to Peru, to Machu Picchu, and had some of this tea made with coca leaves that they use to deal with altitude sickness.
Huh.
And they actually settled the case last week, and guess what? He won.
He did?
Yeah. So there you go.
Blame it on the coca-tea when you come back dirty from peeing in your cup.
Yeah, you blow your drug test for the cocaine. Just say, I got some coca-tea.
Coca-tea, it's for nausea.
I'm all good. There's a couple in Newport Richey, Florida that locked their 1-year-old daughter in their SUV last Thursday. Scary stuff if you've ever done this.
I saw the video of this.
Yeah, luckily for them, there were a bunch of prison inmates that were on work release nearby, and one of them had some car theft skills.
They got in the car like in a minute.
Yeah, he took a coat hanger, no problem, boom. She actually, the child's mom was like, man, I really appreciate that, so she's going to go and put some money on their dispensary prison accounts.
Aw, that was nice.
Mm-hmm. Guy in Delaware took a nap in his back seat and thought he was dreaming about his car being stolen. But when he woke up, he realized 2 guys actually had stolen his car with him inside.
Did they see him back there?
I don't know. They're just like, he's sleeping. Who cares? Keep on going. They say in South Carolina, alligators are showing up orange. Apparently, yeah, this is a time when, in the northern...
Are they from UF?
Yeah, I know. That's what some people were saying. They're like, they were saying because it's South Carolina, maybe they're fans of Clemson. They just won the national championship in football. Maybe that's what it was. Some people thought maybe it's a sign of pollution. Some people thought they were supporting President Trump. So there's all kinds of speculation on what's going on. But apparently the Department of Natural Resources has said they likely were hibernating next to an old rusty drain pipe.
Huh.
And so that turned them orange.
Turned them orange.
Yeah, so apparently the gators are coming out of the waters this time of year in the Carolinas. So
I'd get one of those orange gators for football season.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, if you're a Florida fan.
Yeah.
Big deal. And finally, a woman in Kentucky asked her husband for tulips so she could plant outside for Valentine's Day. Big dummy returned with turnips instead.
Oh, bless his heart.
He tried, right?
He did try.
There you go. All right, and that is your whacked out news. Virginia, I know you kind of broke your little thing that you'd have where I wasn't going to drink until Mardi Gras.
I lasted 20 days.
Wow.
20 nights.
20 days, 20 nights. And then something came up where you just had to drink.
The full gorilla release.
I mean, you had to drink. It's not your fault.
It's really not.
You had to drink. You had to try it out. That was the debut of Jaybird's Beer Due South on Friday. And then yesterday you got Pontiki.
I can't not drink on the Pontiki.
How do you not drink on the Pontiki? And now, I mean, this isn't your fault at all either because, whenever a day like this comes up, you gotta partake. It's National Drink Wine Day today. So, I mean,
all right, twist my arm.
Clearly, you've got to drink wine today.
Well, I've got a really nice rosé in the fridge, too.
What is your favorite kind of wine?
Right now,
okay,
I'm on a little bit of a rosé kick.
Okay.
I like bubbles. So, a sparkling rosé.
Okay.
Yes.
They say that our 5 favorite types of wine in America, Merlot, Zinfandel, Chardonnay, Riesling, and then Pinot Noir. That's the top 5 in preferences. And they say overall Americans prefer red wine to white.
Yeah, I prefer a chilled red. I don't like it room temperature.
You don't?
I do not.
Really? Dennys would not agree. He doesn't like cold drinks. Oddly enough. He's not a big fan of that. You a wine drinker, Dennys?
Occasionally. If I do, I'm always a cab. I like the reds over the whites. I used to do white. Now I like the more bitter.
I think white is kind of like the starter man's game.
For sure.
I was always getting the white wines, and no, I really don't drink wine at all ever. But yeah, I can stomach a red wine, but I can't do much of it.
I'm always trying to bleach my teeth, so red wine is bad.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't want to get red teeth.
Yeah, they asked how much do you drink per sitting.
Oh man, I used to drink 2 bottles of wine. That's
Really?
the only way to really take it to that next level with wine.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it takes you there.
What would you say, Virginia? What is your average per sitting?
If we're sitting,
yeah,
I'm probably on par with Dennys.
2 bottles, huh?
I was crushing about
bottles.
2 bottles.
Yeah, I'll share a little bit.
For sure, a little bit.
They say 74% of Americans say 1 or 2 glasses.
Oh,
jeez. I mean,
that's appetizer. That's pregame on the car ride there.
You guys are going to realize very quickly just how special you are. 13% said 3, 3% said 4 glasses of wine, and another 3% said 5, and only 6% said they usually just down the whole bottle, which is about 6 glasses. So if you're doing 2 bottles, that's 12 glasses of wine. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
These people are rookies,
Yeah.
Kev. And as you're on the Pontiki, you can look around and tell who the rookies are.
For sure.
Real quick.
Okay, I want to get your perspective on this because this room is always way off.
We are overachievers. I prefer
It's
positivity.
unbelievable. Okay, what is the percentage of the people that have finished off an entire bottle of wine themselves? What is the percentage?
I mean,
This
based
is
on your
Americans.
stats, it's got to be lower.
It's got to be low.
What do you think? If you had to say, Virginia, I mean, it's just, and that's in their life and their career of drinking. One time you qualify for this, they've polished off 1 bottle of wine by themselves.
Probably 12%.
Okay. Dennys, what do you think?
I was going to say 15%.
Dennys is closer. Oh, you guys went in the opposite direction. Try and make yourselves look better. 37%.
Really?
37%, yeah.
Okay, that's my
Makes sense.
people.
Yeah, there
they
you
didn't
go.
ask my girlfriends.
Yeah. All my friends drink 2
Those
bottles.
hoes drink a lot.
And I wish Jaybird were here today to answer this, to see if he fits in the 3% of people who say they cry every time they drink wine.
If he puts that sad music
Doesn't
on.
it just seem like something? Couldn't you see the bird on a Friday night?
Did you see the picture he posted on Friday night of him in the bathtub with a pizza?
Oh, no.
Candles?
Oh, no.
yeah.
What's going on here?
I don't know, but I'm curious about who took that picture.
I bet, yeah. So wait, so he's sitting
He's in the bathtub naked, bubble bath, candles, and pizza. And, I mean, it looks very romantic.
Very intimate with that pizza.
Did you take it, Dennys?
No, maybe Randy took it.
It wasn't Randy.
You don't think so?
Come on, sell him out. Who's over there?
I don't know.
Who's over there?
I saw the one of him on the beach where he's putting sand in his hair.
Yeah, he looked like he was going through something.
I think the title of that is Jaybird looks like he's going through something.
If ever there was a case for therapy needs,
Oh,
that
yeah.
video.
Oh, yeah. He was in the bath. Yeah, he definitely didn't take that photo because he's got the pizza box in one hand and a slice of pizza in the other. So.
Oh, somebody took it. What's her name, Dennys?
I think it's Randy.
His dad? It's not
Hey,
sexy.
Dad, come here, take a photo.
His dad's probably like, really?
What am I doing here?
How do I get involved in this weird stuff all the time?
If you want to go find his Instagram, it's Jason KVJ. You can see tons of weirdness in what Jaybird's up to. Today he is out. I guess he blew his voice out yesterday, and that was before he got on the Pontiki.
Before he even got on the boat, his voice was shot.
I think his voice went out on Saturday. Saturday he was struggling, and then Sunday, I mean, it was gone. So.
Gosh, okay. All right, that is tough stuff.
The funk gets everybody different.
Yeah.
I do that too. My voice is always the first thing to go when I get sick.
Well, you guys use it a lot, so that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Well, hopefully we'll get the bird back with us tomorrow. We're talking about poor 8-year-old Ava's tough weekend. She got sick, kind of like Jaybird did over the weekend. But there were other people that had a rough weekend. Did you hear about that cruise to Cuba?
No.
Imagine this, you're on a fun little cruise to Cuba. You got family members there. You're excited to see them. This is the Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line Grand Classica. That they had this Valentine's Day trip for families that if you had loved ones in Cuba, you could have them like get on board the cruise ship with you, have a little quality time. You could have some food, some drink, listen to some music. In fact, a lot of people are planning on just that. But apparently things did not work out. They got to Cuba and they couldn't dock the boat.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? They didn't work that out ahead of time?
That's what I'm just trying to figure out. How did this happen? Because
Did you just go over there with a hope and a prayer?
I really would like to know. Now, the cruise line is saying due to the Cuban government denying entry into Havana without reason, and despite advance approvals in place, Viva Travel's charter of Grand Classica is headed for Nassau, the Bahamas, to complete her 4-day cruise. Guest safety and security continue to remain a top priority. They threw that safety and security there at the end to be like, okay, we're doing this for the well-being of the people involved. But people who went on this cruise just to meet up with family in Cuba and paid a starting rate of $600.
Whoa,
We're like, no, the reason I'm on this boat, not to go to the Bahamas.
Is to go to Cuba.
Is to go to Cuba. I'm not like, okay, cool, well, let's go to the Bahamas. No, I'm on this to see my family. They apparently came back to the port of Palm Beach this morning at about 7 a.m. a couple hours ago. But you're still pissed.
Yeah, they're probably hot mad.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the only reason you went was to go see your family in Cuba and you didn't go, I think you should get some money back, right?
I would hope. Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, maybe that's just what it is. They're blaming it on the Cuban government. But I mean, is that the case when you go over or try to go to Cuba where you don't know? It's like, let's roll the dice. Maybe Cuba will let you in. Maybe they won't. I mean, I'm still fuzzy on, okay, what are the rules on getting back and forth and going into Cuba and things like that? Because
sounds like Cuba's still fuzzy on it, too.
Well, yeah, I would want to know. I mean, if I'm going to pay starting rate of $600 simply to go to Cuba to see family, and I don't know, they're going to let us in? Oh, let's keep our fingers crossed. Like, that's a pretty big, that's a gamble.
Is this the first time they've done this? Have there been other cruises that were able
know.
to see their families
First
successfully?
First I know of. I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe it has. But, yeah, it's just one of those things where, you will do your due diligence. Unfortunately, Suits went to Daytona 500 yesterday, so he's not back yet. But I'd like to ask him, does this happen often?
Yeah. Is this the first time that a cruise has tried to dock over there and do this?
Yeah. Somebody said the Cuban cruise is the Fire Festival all over again.
Oh.
And somebody said the ship just docked a few minutes ago. So what, were they late on top of it?
They were late getting back.
You're already like steaming mad. I just want to get home. We're going to be 2 hours late. No!
And it is not a quick process to get off of a cruise ship.
Oh, no, on top of it.
It is a pain in the rear.
Oh, my gosh. I would... Yeah, I'd be pretty upset. Yeah, because I don't know, because I'm going through this now, because I'm going on a cruise on Saturday.
Yeah, you're going on an Ohio State Buckeye cruise. What if you get on the cruise and no Buckeyes showed up?
Oh my gosh! That'd be like the whole thing.
Yeah.
I get on there and it's a Gator cruise. Wait, what?
We switched at the last minute.
No, what? I'm going overboard. Oh, that's unbelievable. Yeah. So I'm right now. So I'm trying to do all my due diligence to try to find out. Okay, all the stuff you need, and there's so many little things that you want to think of. That my wife was like, "Oh, okay. Well, we need the seasick pills or magnets or whatever it is you do." And I was like, "I've been on a cruise ship. I think I'm fine." She's like, "Oh, can I?" I'm like, "Oh, that's right."
Oh, he's seasick too?
Well, yeah, he has the motion. Imagine if he gets his little 10-year-old and he's on there and he's sick the entire time. He'd be miserable. It'd be crazy. So I don't know. Yeah, what happened with this cruise line? I'm not sure. Somebody texted and said, I just went to Cuba for 5 days in December just as a tourist. It was extremely easy and only a 400-round trip by plane for 2 people. So why this cruise ship out of Port of Palm Beach wasn't allowed into Havana? I don't know. Is there a fee that maybe they expect and that wasn't paid? I don't know. But you trust me this. If you paid at least $600 and you've now got family in Cuba, that's like, what happened? I mean, can you get a hold of them from the ship? I mean, are they just waiting? Like, are they not coming in?
What's going
on? Wait, they're leaving. Wait, what's going on?
That sucks.
You would want some answers.
Absolutely.
I would not want to be working those phones today.
But, I mean, it's the squirrely Cuban government. They just changed their mind. It sounds like they can do whatever they want.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. So there you go. There's so many of these cruises now, too. More and more people are doing. The cruising industry is doing fantastic. I'm jumping back on, and these themed cruises are working great. I mean, because I'm not, Suits loves a cruise. He loves everything about being on the ocean.
He would go with no theme.
Yes.
He don't need a theme.
But the themes, like for me, I'm like, for me, just kind of like sitting around looking at the ocean. I'd really go to the beach and then go to a bar or something like that,
Or a beach bar.
That's exactly what I would do. But yeah, you throw the Buckeye angle, hook. Line sinker, I'm going for it.
Is Urban Meyer going to be on the boat with you?
I don't think so. I know. I'm like, well, why not? Like, he usually is, and apparently he bailed on it, but he's here in South Florida, at least was.
Who's going to be there? Like a bunch of ex-players?
Yeah. Okay. Probably the biggest name people know, Zeke Elliott. He's a running back for the Cowboys now. So, probably be the biggest name. Ryan Shazier will be on it. DJ Khaled is going to be doing his own cruise. He's figured out he's making bank with this too.
I saw that.
Yeah.
This is the second time they've done it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good cruise, actually. He's got Cardi B and Post Malone going with him.
It's hot right there.
That really, I mean, yeah. If you're like, okay, I'm looking at that. I'm like, okay, I'd do that. That'd be kind of cool. It's going to be going down this summer. It is going to be the Carnival Victory that's going to be leaving Miami, going to the Bahamas, June 28th. Is the date on that.
If you want to go, you better get your tickets because that probably will sell out.
Yeah, no, I imagine it probably will. So, but that's just one of the cool little cruises that's going on over there. So, yeah, somebody texted in and said, yeah, they probably didn't let him in because the ship was going to let Cubans onto the boat. And my wife was asking that too. How do you know, like, even if you're running the ship, how do you know somebody's not trying to stow away?
Hide in a closet.
Right. That's why I was surprised that they would allow just regular people on the boat. And, somebody said, hey, look, maybe that's what it was, the concept of people coming on the boat to jam out and party and all that kind of stuff. Like, nah, you're not coming in. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out a reason, but I think it would give you a pause if you're going to be taking that ship thinking you're going to Cuba.
Heck yeah.
You may or may not be going to Cuba. So if you got family that's there waiting for you, just be like, maybe.
And $600, that's kind of high
That's
for
starting
prices.
Starting at $600. So, all right, got any info, you can let us know, 877-979-WRMF. Talking about cruises with themes. Virginia, you buying this? A 5-night Golden Girls cruise is going to be departing from Miami before making stops at Key West and Cozumel next February. Would you go on a Golden Girls cruise?
No, I would not. I'm not a huge Golden Girls aficionado, though.
Oh, my gosh.
They had that Golden Girls restaurant, and I heard it shut down because they didn't have enough people in there.
Well, I mean, this is a sitcom that ended in 1992.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, and I can't imagine they're going to have anybody really young on this thing. They're going to do a bar crawl, trivia games from the show.
Are they getting Betty White?
I doubt it.
I think she's the only one still kicking, right?
Yeah, she is, and they didn't say anything about it. She's, I love Betty, but she's
getting up there.
Slowed down a little bit, from where she was.
Bless her heart.
Tickets start around $1,000.
What?
All right,
I'm good.
DJ Khaled, I'm in. I'm like, come on, man, really?
I'd rather go on the Buckeye cruise than that. I don't even follow Ohio State.
That's the themes on these cruises are crazy. Everybody's got a cruise now. It really is insane.
I think our cruise is going to happen. The Tom Cruise cruise.
So even that's going to happen.
That's gonna
Everybody's
happen.
green. Hey, you want a cruise? You get a cruise. Everybody gets a cruise. No idea is too dumb.
We were talking about it with the Pontiki yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
They love it.
Okay.
The Tom Cruise cruise is going to happen.
That does make sense. You're not going to be stuck at sea or, at a port in Cuba.
No. We'll bring you back. You'll be drunk, but you'll have fun.
Wow. Okay. Got an email here. Somebody would like for us to talk a little bit about shorter guys dating taller girls. I'm 5'6", and I'm about to go on a first date with a woman that's 5'9". There is a Reddit thread that is talking about guys' experiences of dating taller and how to make it through. Reading throughout the comments kind of made me feel better, but I'm just kind of curious, okay, what I need to know. Is there anything I can do to make this date go better, considering she's got 3 inches on me?
Well, I would say shoe lifts. They make those little things.
There are some shoes that you have. I was wearing the shoes that Panda gave me on Friday, and somebody's like, wow, I didn't realize you were so tall. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I do feel taller. They must have some kind of lift on. I think I might gain an inch or 2.
Yeah. It's all about the sole, those thick soles.
How high can you go on a shoe before it becomes obvious that you're trying to compensate your height? What is the lift you can do before it's going, okay,
I think
short guy's trying to make up for it?
The lift gives you 2 inches, I think.
Yeah, which, that could be a big deal, right?
Yeah, and then you put it in a shoe that gives you an inch. That's 3 inches right there.
Right.
But if the girl is dating you and height is important to her, and then you take off your shoes and you're 3 inches taller, she's going to be very disappointed.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, the girl that wears the fake butt pads.
But if she gets excited early and I love this guy and da-da-da, and then if you can get to the point, oh, wow, he is kind of short, but maybe you're like, oh, but I really like him.
He leaves his shoes on, even at the beach.
He's wearing...
Why is he showering with shoes?
You cannot do any flip-flop dates?
Never.
Everything's got to be at night when it's cooler, when you can wear big shoes. That's the advice that we got there for you. So, yeah, I don't know. Would you have a problem dating somebody 3 inches shorter than you, Virginia?
I
3
would.
inches. You would?
I would, because I like a man to be a protector. I like to feel safe. I like my dude.
You're not making this guy feel any better, by the way. I think he was. I think he was looking for. No, it's not a big deal. 3 inches. No, I'm fine with it. I mean, come on.
If she's 5'9", I will tell you this. She's probably used to guys being her height or maybe some of them being shorter because she's a taller woman. I'm 5'4.5". If you're shorter than me, you're 5'2" or 5'3". Like,
okay, so so it's not a big deal if you're talking about a woman who's 5'9" or above.
she's probably used to it.
Okay.
She's probably had to deal with this a lot. 5'9" is a tall woman.
Okay. All right.
Right?
Yeah, that is on the taller edge. I think the average is it like 5'6", 5'7"?
No.
I think for a woman? No,
that
is it
feels
not?
tall.
No, maybe it is too tall.
Everybody in my family, I'm like one of the tallest. My dad, my sister, everybody's shorter than me.
Let me see what it is. Let me see what they say here. Average height for American women, 5 feet 4 inches.
Okay. That's me. I'm 5'4.5".
Okay, so you were just right on the average. So yeah, so the fact that she's 5'9", she's 5 inches taller than the average.
And she's used to
Okay.
guys being littler
Right.
than her.
Okay, there you go. See, I like how you spun it there.
She needs to wear flats, though, and you need to wear those lifts.
So yeah, I wonder, like, if you were married to Tom Cruise, and remember when he was married to Nicole Kidman, she's tall.
Yeah, she is.
And he's short. Do you think they always had to coordinate shoes?
Oh, I'm sure they did.
And if she wanted to subtly do a passive-aggressive move to get back at him, she would wear her highest shoes?
I would.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so apparently that's not a big deal. Somebody asking here about age. Okay. What do you think about age? This is a question for the ladies who said, okay, who's better at sex, a man that is the same age or a man who is 10 years younger or 10 years older?
Ooh, I would say probably older.
10 years older?
More experience, right?
Possibly, but you might get into, okay, how old are we talking? How old are you?
Yeah, how old am I?
Right, because
right now,
10 years older, you might get into performance issues and be like going, that ain't working.
they got the ED.
It may work up until the age of, I don't know, 50, 55. After that, it's a sliding scale backwards where it's like,
Yeah. When you're younger, older's okay. But when you're older, you don't want older.
I think that's the question you got to ask. Okay, if you are a 30-year-old woman, who's better at sex? A 30-year-old guy, 20, 30, or 40? What's better?
I think if you're a 30-year-old woman, probably a 40-year-old guy.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We can sound off on that. Somebody's got the question. Inquiring minds want to know. 877-979-WRMF. The question here, you're a 30-year-old woman. Where are you going to get the best sex? With somebody your age, 10 years younger, or 10 years older? So if you're 30, what's the best age? 20, 30, 40? You think it's 40, Virginia?
Yeah,
Because of
on a
experience?
broad spectrum. I mean, you're going to have anomalies.
I think it's going to be the 30-year-old. I think because you're going to have somebody that's experienced enough, but still has enough vigor and exuberance that it's going to be like, oh, breathtaking. And I just kind of like checked this out to see what was the sexual peak. They say that women reach their sexual peak at the age of 26.
Really?
Men hit the same milestone at 32. Now, is that 32? Okay.
I think it's all relative, too, to what you have going on.
It is. I mean, I think attitude, physique, there's all kinds of stuff that play into this as a factor. But if you're looking for a generalization, that on average, all things considered, what is your best age? So even that guy himself, who's, better than your average dude, at what age was he his best?
Probably, too, for girls, 26. Maybe it's before you started popping out kids. If your body looks good
Confidence.
and you have the confidence and you don't have the stretch marks and the droopy boobs.
But everything I've heard, though, is always saying that I thought women were like in their 40s, sometimes even later than that, because of the confidence, and they're just like, they know what they want. They're not shy about it. So I don't know. I think it's a question we're not going to get the answer to.
No, it's tough to generalize because you can be with somebody who's just a stink bomb in bed at any age.
Yeah. Somebody said, what a load. Every woman I know over 35 is ready to bump like bunnies.
Yeah, go to the senior centers. A lot of those
Oh, no,
places
you're right.
are like Devonshire is like off the hook when it comes to hooking up.
That's crazy, yeah. They're not shy about it either. And somebody sent in this text I never even thought about it. They said that Golden Girls cruise is going to be sold out. No questions. Apparently, Golden Girls is big in the gay community.
Oh,
And they said that's who's going to be on it.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. I did not know.
Now you know.
Okay, so it's not necessarily going to be blue hair. It's going to be gay guys on there. Loving the Golden Girls cruise is going to be going off in February. What do you think? Is this a product that has a future, Virginia? Would you buy a peanut butter pump?
A peanut butter pump? I don't even know what it is, but I'm in. I love peanut butter.
Peanut butter's great. But, you know, sometimes as you get down in
Is
the
it like
jar
a
of
breast
peanut butter.
pump?
Well, I mean, what it is, for instance, and this is why I like, is I'm like you. I love peanut butter. Big fan of it. But you notice peanut butter is a lot more fun when you're near the top, or at least till you get about halfway down the jar. Then what happens?
It becomes difficult to get out.
It gets difficult to get out. And what happens? You go down there with your knife in the jar of peanut butter, and you're fishing around. And what are you doing in the meantime? You are smearing peanut butter all over the side of your hand.
And as you get further in the jar, somebody puts a jelly knife in there.
Yeah.
And now there's going to be a big chunk of jelly in the peanut butter.
Throws me off. You're right.
It pisses me off so
Yeah.
bad. Or pieces of bread.
It's a
are
barbaric
in there.
move.
Who are these animals?
You're right. That's how I look at that. I judge people based on that. I'm like, well, wipe off the damn jelly knife and then get the peanut butter out.
And don't get your breadcrumbs in my peanut butter.
Amen, sister. See, this peanut butter pump would stop all this fighting. What it does, it fits most 40-ounce containers of peanut butter, and it will scrape the sides of the jar as you use it. Ooh. So by the time you're done, you've got a clean jar that can be recycled. And I always hate that. I'm down there trying to scrape things out. And sometimes, too, they make the top end of those plastic peanut butter jars jagged. Have you ever done that where you cut your hand on that? Because you're down there and you really want more peanut butter. And you're like maybe 3/4 of the way covering up your piece of bread with peanut butter. So you got to really make it work and get it all out of there so you forget about it. And and that's just when...
Blood plus peanut butter, not good.
Horrible combination. I'd take the jelly over the blood, yes. They say another cool thing about the peanut butter pump is that it has measurements on it, so you don't use too much. I often do that, and I'm like, I don't know why. I've been eating nothing but peanut butter sandwiches, and I've put on 40 pounds.
Oh, peanut butter and jelly. You just made me so hungry for one of
So
those.
good.
It's just so classic. And so if you haven't had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as an adult, you need to do this for yourself.
Step up your game.
I forget how amazing they are, and Rocco loves them. So the other day I took a bite of one of his, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
so good.
I get it. Go for it. You need it. They say that the nozzles also come in either a ribbon or a stream shape, so you can have different designs on your peanut butter as it comes out.
Fancy.
They say that Indiegogo is the one or the place where you can find this pump. It was created in 2017, and they're trying to get this crowdfunding campaign because it's one of those like goofy products where people are like going, I don't know, do people really need a peanut butter pump or not? And so they started this thing in February, and they got to have about 20 grand in 29 more days for it to become an actual product.
Okay, are they almost there?
Yeah, 20 grand.
Okay.
In 29 days.
Oh, they just started.
Yeah.
Oh.
They kind of got it going on. Yeah, it just started. So that's kind of what the countdown is. You got basically a month to get your 20 grand. Or they're going to say nobody cares and nobody feels like we need a peanut butter pump. Would you put money towards this, and how much? How valuable do you think it is? I mean, is it... give it on idea, on concept alone, 5-star being the best. Like, this is a game changer. Like, this could be like, wow, one of those products, and I'm like, oh. Or is it seem gimmicky that, nah, I don't know. Yeah, in concept, it lights you up, but then you're like going, peanut butter pump? Nah, it'd be one of those weird things. And you've got all those weird contraptions already probably in that random drawer where you thought they were good ideas, and you got them, and you're like, that's stupid.
I would give it 3 out of 5 stars, and I'm not paying more than $10.
Kind of thought that too. I wouldn't pay $10 for the pump. I think you got to put the retail price at about $1.99 or $2.99, right? I mean, you paying more than $3 for a peanut butter pump?
Yeah, I don't know how much they're charging for it, but anything more than 10, it's not worth it.
That's kind of what I thought too. It's a 3-star idea, And that's where I put it.
And now I'm going to go and eat so many peanut butter and
Oh,
jellies
right?
today.
Oh, gosh, it just sounds absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'm totally into that as well. If you're into different food stuff, the Shamrock Shake is back. I don't know if that's your thing or not, Virginia.
Oh, that's the mint and the chocolate? Nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
You love that. I don't love that.
Well, it was something that as a kid I used to get all the time because of calories. I don't really do it so much now. And they're available now through March 24th, but it seems like every year, like maybe they're not as cool as they were. They've got a Shamrock Shake Finder that's out on an app that you get to find out. But as McDonald's launched this last week, I was looking at some of the Twitter comments. A lot of people are like going, bring back the McRib. Who cares about just stupid shake?
You know how you make it better? Put some Baileys in it. That would be good.
Okay.
Baileys in your Shamrock Shake would be delicious.
5-star idea, Virginia.
That's the only way you get me to drink it.
5-star idea.